Congratulations, Nikki. First of all, you're making history right now. You're hosting the first ever MTV Movie and TV Awards, Unscripted. I've seen some of your roasts, and I gotta know, are you really gonna be unscripted, right? Because I don't know if we're ready for it. I mean, you don't hold any punches.
Listen, award shows don't mean anything anymore. We had Jason Sudeikis wearing a tie-dyed hoodie on the Golden Globes. These shows are broken. We're having fun. This is the first one. I'm inventing something. So as the host, I can only do what I do best, and that's sing and dance. So I'm going to be singing and dancing the whole time. No, I'm gonna be doing stand-up. You know, I haven't been able to perform stand-up in front of an audience in so long. I'm just excited to do jokes and roast a little bit. Like, it's really fun whenever you get a chance to, like, the freedom to do it, to say what everyone's thinking and call it out. And so I look forward to that opportunity on TV to have a space to do that. It's gonna be so fun. And I love reality TV. So, like, the fact that they invented this award show for me felt like, no, they didn't do it for me, but I'm just adding that in.
No, that's what we're gonna go with. They did it for you.
I love reality TV, and I'm not embarrassed about it. People are always like, reality TV's fake. And that really annoys me, because what is faker than scripted TV? It's actors who aren't these people being different people, who are made up characters by people who are in a writer's room. It's like, it's the fakest thing ever. So I think it's very brave to be on a reality show, and takes a certain, sometimes stupidity, but most of the time, it takes being like, I am who I am, and if people see the dark side of that, so be it. I like who I am. And I think that that's a really good vibe to put out there, because as a comic, I feel like I put myself out there on stage, and I say things that I'm like, oh, I would never want someone to see that. Much like people on these shows behave in ways that they would never want someone to see them getting drunk and stumbling that way, or in a moment of anger when they lose their These are vulnerable things these people are sharing, so I think they're the coolest people, and I love watching them.
It's a love-love relationship, truly, because people who even hate it love to hate it. You know what I mean? If you were in a reality TV show, what show do you think you would thrive on?
Well, I was on Dancing with the Stars. I was also on Last Comic Standing, and I thrived on neither of those shows. So it won't be those, even though those were ones that I was on. I would love to be the Bachelorette. I would be an amazing Bachelorette. I am better with a camera in front of me, and more honest and more vulnerable, and take more chances than I do in my personal life. Like, I get more nervous for a first date than I do hosting the MTV Movie and TV Awards Unscripted. Like, 100%.
That is so interesting. Like, what is your creative approach? Like, how do you get ready for a show like this? Are you the type that goes in super prepared and detailed, or do you just let it hang loose, freestyle the whole thing? I get the vibe that you are just unscripted, and you might just go, like, without any idea, any planning. Is that true?
I love that I am giving off that vibe, because I am an A student at heart, but I'm an A student who waited till the last second to start studying, and so I pull an all-nighter. That was stuff I didn't care about. I care about this, so I work really hard to do a good job. But also, I will say this is the first time I've approached something on this scale, and I have been so loose about it that I'm almost a little worried, because I just know the more authentic I am, which you can't really prepare for, it's gonna be funnier, and it's going to resonate with people more. And so I just try to tap into that. So it's always a balance of being overwritten, but also wanting to really have my true self come through, because when I'm able to do that, like, I feel the happiest in my career, and people seem to like it the most. And I always think of the best jokes at the last second anyway, like, literally as I'm walking on stage. It's that procrastination pressure. So
Right.
I'm just, like, kind of in, like, the best mood, just, like, cruising. Like, you would not know if you were a personal friend of mine that I'm about to host an MTV Awards show, which has always been a dream of mine, honestly.
That is amazing. I think you said some things that really resonate. Folks love you because you're so authentic, but you've spoken a lot about how you've had to develop and find that voice and develop your perspective as a foundation for your comedy. What was that journey like? Figuring out what Nikki Glaser's voice is gonna be, because I'm sure there's some introspective work that has to happen as well.
I've always just wanted to be happy and be loved. That's why I became a comedian. For some reason, my parents were very loving, but I just didn't get enough love. At some point, I needed more. The way I loved celebrities when I was in 6th grade, when I became obsessed with Friends, I was just like, how am I gonna be Jennifer Aniston? And then I, like, wasn't that good at acting, and I wasn't gonna be a model, and I couldn't sing or dance, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? And then I discovered stand-up. I get on stage, I tell a joke. I'm already, like, kind of funny. And I've always been honest, because I've always appreciated honesty. And comedy was a way for me to, like, share my pain and the things I was going through in a you know, diluted way at sometimes, and, like, but just get it out. And then
Right.
COVID took that away from me, being able to perform. I went through really dark moments in COVID, very depressed, unmotivated, not even wanting to go back to work, and just in the worst places. And I had to like get help and work on myself and actually learn to love myself and do the things I needed to do, because it was like, you have to have more than just stand up, because it can be taken away from you. So you have to have a sense of stuff. You have to like yourself, and don't be scared to like yourself, because then you won't be able to be funny. I hated myself for 35.5 years. I can pull from that to pepper into my act. Like, I've already been through the pain. I'm tired of it. So now I'm just like happy, and it's hard to roast people and be a cruel person when you're happy, but as long as you're telling the truth, you can get away with it. As long as you're like, I'm sorry, it's true. I didn't say anything that wasn't true. That's always my thing. And if it's funnier than it is hurtful, I say it.
That's the sweet spot right there. So what's important for you as you set the tone for this night? Because I'm hearing a couple of themes. You know, you want people to have fun, but you're also aware of the fact that we're stripping away all of the rules for award shows. You can make this look exactly as you want it to look. You're setting the tone for generations to come when they continue this thing. What's important for you as you set the tone?
Now I feel pressure. Now my life will know. I have to set a tone. I think the tone I'm gonna set, I mean, I hope that I'm the perpetual host. I hope I'm like the Billy Crystal. I come back, you know, like of this and kick this off, because this isn't going anywhere. I mean, this should have been here a while ago. We're covering TV that we've been trying to shoehorn into these other award shows, when really it's all we're watching. I do want to honor the best reality shows, because some are trash and some are like culturally shifting in a way that you know, other like great drama or great movies, like it's an art form. And last night I was actually watching one of these reality shows, Summer House, and I saw all these people having explosions of anger, and I said to my friend, you know what, I bet this is good for them, because most people don't have to look at themselves and how they behave in those moments. These people must go back and watch that, and they must be actually more evolved than me and you not seeing that side of it, because when you see yourself like that, you just go, oh my God, I didn't know that. And it shifts something in you. So I like reality for that reason. It helps you learn about yourself as a human and not be so judging.
You're so right, though. I think, you know, this has happened. You watch shows and you see yourself reflected. You're like, I've done that in arguments. Oh my God, it looks ridiculous. I'm never gonna do that again. And how serious the world is right now, a lot of these shows take the edge off. And I think that's what's gonna be so exciting about seeing you host Unscripted. It makes me wonder, if you could give an award on that night for Unscripted, if you could create an award and give it to someone, what would that award be?
Most profound display of humanity. Now that can be a burst of anger, but like your humanness, where it's like, whoa, that person forgot there were cameras and showed a side of themselves, good or bad, that it was so human that a script couldn't capture that. An actor rarely captures it. And that could be anything from, you know, Jessica on Love is Blind having a baby voice when she talked to Barnett. Her voice would go up like this. And then she'd be like, Mark, get me a soda. I'm not ready to sleep in the same bed as you, Mark. And then she'd be like, Barnett, like, I really am happy for you and Amber.